So, here's something else that's exciting. Apart from the fact that people can receive their money into M-Pesa wallet or an Cash wallet, which actually is even easier because a sender in South Africa, we have a huge network of partnerships where you can literally go pay for your order at a Pep store, Pick and Pay store, ShopRite store, Boxer, literally everywhere you are. Now, when you're in Lesotho and you're sending money to South Africa, do you know it lands directly into your bank account instantly?
Do you feel overwhelmed by the rapidly changing financial services industry and the regulatory environment? Or are you struggling to transact seamlessly because of all the changes within the common monetary area? Well, if you are, today's episode is absolutely for you. Our conversation today will share a solution that will help you find easy ways for you to transact that are safe, secure, reliable, and of course, convenient. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, fellow trailblazers. Welcome to another episode on My Money Adventures podcast. If you are new here, my name is Tukiso Tike, also known as the Finance Bachelor. On this channel, we talk everything finances, well-being, and wealth creation. And in studio today, I have a guest from Mukuru, Africa's leading financial services platform that gives you access to money transfers, card services, loans, funeral covers, and so much more. So I encourage you to get a notebook, take a seat, and enjoy this conversation because it is loaded with nuggets of wisdom that will help your way of transacting to become fast, secure, and reliable. So let's get into that conversation. Good morning.
Good morning.
How do you feel this morning?
Excited,
Okay.
anxious,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm okay.
You're okay.
I'm okay.
I love that. I want you to feel relaxed, and I want you to feel relaxed and very excited. So let's maybe before we get into the conversation, let's start with introductions for people who don't know you. Tell us a bit about who you are.
Before everything else, I'm a mother.
I love that.
I'm a mother. My name is Malesedi Mohapinyane, and I am the country manager for Mukuru, Lesotho. Like I said, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a career woman, I'm a friend,
Okay.
I'm a Christian.
Sure. How do you juggle all of those? How do you find the balance between all those different roles?
Listen, sometimes all you have to say is just God.
Okay.
Because I honestly don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 boys, it's my husband, it's work, it's friends, it's life in general.
Sure.
So if I could say I know how, I'd be lying. It's all God. Because sometimes it's just so overwhelming. And then at the end of the day, you go back home and there's these 2 beautiful kids that come running up to you.
Mommy.
Mom, you know? But some days you wake up and I get to the office and the excitement in that office is just on another level.
Sure.
So there are good days, there are bad days, but both of them together, honestly, I'm happy.
I have a question that I want to ask you. And that question is, if your bank balance could speak currently, what would it say?
It would say she is healthy.
Okay, that's interesting and refreshing. Tell us a bit more.
So I think having been in the financial sector for some time now, I got to learn a lot about responsible spending and how you should be financially included in a lot of things. And also having a family, you always have to make sure that everything is aligned. You never have to worry about tomorrow or have your kids worried about tomorrow. I don't know where I'll be tomorrow. I might not be here. So I need to be in a space, or we need to be in a space where we know if we're not here tomorrow, our kids are well taken care of.
Sure. That's powerful. That's powerful. Healthy is the name of the game. So you've been with Mukuru for 4 years, right? A lot of people in Lesotho still don't know what Mukuru is. So maybe take us through what Mukuru is. Earlier on, I mentioned that it gives you access to so many amazing, incredible financial services. For people who don't know what Mukuru is, tell us a bit about what that amazing organization is and what it does.
Okay. I'm going to start off by saying, do you know what Mukuru means?
I actually don't know. That's a good question.
It means Mukuru.
Okay.
It's a Zimbabwean word named Mukuru.
Mhm.
So in
An
Lesotho,
elder.
an elderly.
Moholwane.
Mholwane.
Aha.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So that should be powerful enough.
Sure.
Before I even go anywhere,
Sure.
that is who Mukuru is in
Mhm.
general and in this fintech business. So basically, Mukuru is a company that is based or built on the African DNA.
Mhm. That's African DNA. That's
Yes.
powerful. Okay. Jeez, like
So-
you're just dropping bombs today. And we're like 2 minutes into the podcast. Okay. African DNA.
Yes. So what happened is back in the day, our founders were trying to build a platform for individuals in the UK to assist their friends and families back in Zimbabwe, back in the days when Zimbabwe was struggling. So they built a platform for friends and families to send fuel and grocery vouchers or coupons to their families back in Zimbabwe. And in that, they realized that there was a greater need within the African market. And then we started moving into Africa, where then we started with remittances and realized that there was a bigger need for money transfers and mainly for the unbanked market. Although today we're seeing us moving into the bank market as well, but back then it was the unbanked market. So we grew our platform and we moved into the African market. And that is where we built ourselves. And it's been 20 years now in the business as one of the leading next generation financial services platforms. Yes. And I'll be honest with you, we have built this platform and we have now a base of over 16 million plus customers across Africa, Europe, and Asia.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
And our main focus when this was built was remittances, money transfers. But then we moved from that and we started evolving and being customer centric and realizing the needs of our customers. And then we realized there was a greater need beyond just transfers, which moved us into some of our other products and services that I'll talk to later in there.
Sure. And I love how that sets the foundation for my next question. Yeah, Jorge. Traditionally, people think of Mukuru as just remittances, but when you speak of a platform, for me, I get excited, especially within the financial services industry. Financial technology is at the back of a lot of things. So when I hear remittances, you mentioned other services. Talk us through what those other services are.
So there's Mukuru as a group. And then there's Mukuru Lesotho, there's Mukuru SA, all these other corridors. So basically, initially, like I said, we were based or we set ourselves up for just money transfers. And then when we started seeing the need from our customers and listening to the needs of our customers, we realized that there was much more needed and a lot of people needed to be financially empowered, not just through transacting, but through things like funeral covers, which is where we've also moved into wallets, which is what is taking over the space right now. Even a Mukuru card. And most of these products, as I talk about them, they are not just in Lesotho. Some of them are in Lesotho, some of them are not in Lesotho. We have the Mukuru funeral cover is in South Africa. Then we have the Mukuru card, which is also in South Africa. We also have our enterprise payments, and we also facilitate aids. And some of these are also in the likes of Zimbabwe, Botswana, even our wallet is in Botswana. And then in the UK also we're there. We basically, like I said, across Africa, Europe, and Asia. So it differs from one corridor to another as to which product is where. Lesotho currently just focuses on remittances, which is sending money from other countries into Lesotho and sending money from Lesotho into over 52 countries currently. Yes.
52 countries.
52
and
countries.
What still stays in my mind is the African DNA. So September came and things changed for people within the common monetary area, Lesotho included, your Eswatinis, your South Africa, your Lesotho and Namibia. So when you talk about remittances from Lesotho and into Lesotho, a lot of people are very frustrated in terms of transacting since September. How is Mukuru coming to the party to help these very concerned and stressed and frustrated trailblazers?
So, I think this has been in the news quite a lot now, on social media, everywhere, people talking about the frustrations. And I think as Mukuru, our standpoint is this has not affected us at all, mainly because of our robust technology and how we've built our infrastructures and the magnitude of our verticals across not just Lesotho, but across Africa, Europe, and Asia, across the world. We have not at all been affected by any of the changes within the CMA countries. Currently, a customer is still able to transact with Mukuru without any hassles. Nothing has changed. Of course, something has changed exciting, which is our pricing that I'll talk to you when we move. But yes, we haven't been affected. Customers are still able to send money. And like you said earlier, it's reliable, it's secure, and it's fast. We're still that. We're still very much reliable, secure, and instant.
Instant.
95% of them instant.
Sure.
Yes.
When you say instant, right? For me, I always think of instant coming with a cost, right? So maybe let's segue into the pricing. A lot of people think that the cost of transacting is very, very high. You know, when you look at what is happening from a CMA transaction point of view, is on social media, people are also talking about the pricing. So when people hear instant, fast, and secure, how how's your pricing for the consumer who has not yet used Mukuru and for those who are not affected by the changes within the CMA?
Okay. So before I even move into that, let me just play a scenario for you. Now, we said we serve everybody, African DNA. You're a Zimbabwean in Lesotho. You want to send money from Lesotho to Zimbabwe. Now, we say we're Mukuru and we offering you this service. On top of that, you want to choose between whether your recipient in Zimbabwe collects their cash and rents or in US dollars. We're saying we're making that available for you. On top of that, Zimbabwe is huge. And we're saying to you, we have a network of over 500 verticals in Zimbabwe available for you to go and collect your cash or send your money. Of course, one would say that would be expensive. From what I see is we're trying to bring a solution to customers. We're trying to be as convenient as possible. And we're trying to meet our customers halfway. I would understand the struggles today when people say it's costly or it's expensive. But seeing as what we've done to try and reach them, even in the most remote locations, I think it's safe to say we honestly doing the best we can when it comes to the pricing. I know there's been a lot of questions around the pricing issue, not just with us, but with all other financial institutions. But I'm here to say we offer a pricing that is very sensitive to our customers, trying to understand. And I think when I say understand, we customer centric, like I said earlier, and we try to understand who our customer is. And we know if initially we were saying we're moving into the unbanked market, we know the struggles that are there. And we try to make sure that the costs that we impose on our customers are costs that they'll be able to afford. But also remember, if you're in Zim and such a huge country and you had to move from where you are to Harare to go collect your cash, it means there are costs that you're incurring along the way. But if we've built verticals where we're saying you do not have to go onto a taxi or spend to go collect your cash, it's just right there. We're trying to cut the cost for customers. That goes for Lesotho. In the past 4 years, we've built our verticals and we've built partnerships with the likes of Vodacom and EcoCash, which means when people send money from other corridors into Lesotho, it will either land into a wallet, an EcoCash wallet and Pesa wallet, or directly you can collect it as a cash collection from our verticals. And we've built about 30 locations across Lesotho. Where we're saying we're trying to reach that customer who is not able to move from Tabatseka to come to Maseru and collect their cash.
Sure.
We're saying, do not incur extra costs. We're already there. So if you are unable to, or maybe you have issues with your M-Pesa or your EcoCash, then you can collect it at Mukuru Vertical. But imagine when you have it in your wallet, in your M-Pesa wallet, in your EcoCash wallet, all you have to do is just transact from the comfort of your home.
Sure.
I need to send money safely to my family back home.
There's Mukuru for that.
I also need to get groceries to my family.
There's Mukuru for that. That and that. Make your move. Mukuru.
I have two questions. So I'm assuming when you say vertical, for people who may not know what that means, it's typically an agent or a shop or somebody who deals with, provides that. Am I correct to assume that?
Yes, it's actually our branches and our booths.
Okay, branches and
yes.
yes,
we have
that's
the
what I was
orange
looking for.
booths.
Yes, I see them everywhere. The color is so in your face. I love it. Okay, cool. And then the second question that I had was when you speak of the unbanked, ordinarily, which speaks to the tagline as well, a fast, secure, and reliable. Back in the days, people would literally take money, put it into a taxi from Maseru to Tabatseka. And then the taxi guy will take his card for the service, and the person will have to hope that the money will reach them, or the sender will hope that the money would reach them. So when you speak of secure, I'm thinking if I'm sending money from wherever I'm sending, it literally lands in my wallet, in the comfort of my own home. All I have to do is just get up and go transact wherever the closest vertical or branch is, or any EcoCash or Bisa. That's quite insightful.
Yes.
That's quite insightful. Okay, great. So we see a lot of people also crossing the border. They withdraw from here in Lesotho, they cross the border to Lady Brand to go deposit so that they can transact. Do they still need to do that when such a solution is available?
I was about to say, why? Why are they still doing that? So here's something else that's exciting. Apart from the fact that people can receive their money into M-Pesa wallet or an EcoCash wallet, which actually is even easier because a sender in South Africa, we have a huge network of partnerships where you can literally go pay for your order at a Pep store, Pick and Pay store, ShopRite store, Boxer, literally everywhere you are. Now, when you're in Lesotho and you're sending money to South Africa, do you know it lands directly into a bank account instantly?
Why are we crossing borders? Really?
In all the major bank accounts.
So talk us through, paint us a scenario like you did earlier on. Okay. So this is TK, the trailblazer. I need to send money to a bank account in South Africa. What do I do?
So first of all, you need to be registered with Mukuru.
Sure.
We need to KYC you, of course, you know that. So, and the most important piece, registering is free. No one is charged for registering for Mukuru. If you sign up for Mukuru, that is free. It's basically like opening up an account. It's a Mukuru account. So once you're signed up and you've been verified, then you can literally, using our USSD or our WhatsApp platform, go onto the Mukuru WhatsApp. Once you're registered and verified, once you go there and say hi, it literally says, hi TK, do you want to send money? It gives you all those options. Then literally all you do is say, I want to send money. If it's TK you're sending to your sister or whoever, then you will have to have their names, SPay on the ID.
The ID,
yes.
Okay.
Then you'll have to have their address, correct address. You will have to have their bank account, branch codes, all the things you know are necessary. And here's the best part. Once you include all this information, the next time you don't have to. It's already
so
there.
It saves it as almost like a beneficiary.
Yes.
Wow.
You don't even have to say, I need you to save as a beneficiary. No. Once you've done it and you've sent the money, it saves as a beneficiary on the WhatsApp platform. So basically, once you're done with that, and you'll say, I want to send 500 Maluti to my sister. You've inputted all the information, account number, and all of that. Now, 500, it will ask you, how much do you want your recipient to receive? then you'll say 500. Then it will say, okay, if you want your recipient to receive 500, you will need to go and pay for this order. You'll have to go and pay 550.
Sure.
That's exactly the
Sure.
amount, 550. And you can go and pay at our branches or at our orange booths. So once you have the order number from the process, once you have the order number, you can literally go to our branches or booths and pay for the order. After you pay the order, please call your sister and just ask if they've received the SMS.
Is this the fast, where the fast,
Yes.
secure and reliable
Yes.
comes
When
in?
I say after, I'm not saying tomorrow.
Sure.
Maybe, no. After
Real
you've
time.
paid for the order, you will instantly
Pay.
get a
Ding, ding.
message. You, the sender, will get a message that says you have paid for your order. Then your sister will get the notification in their bank account to say. Of course, it will differ when it's holidays. The banks will be closed in the SA, or maybe on a Saturday afternoon when banks are closed, and Sunday. That is where there will be some time differences. But on a normal working day, instant.
Sure.
I'm talking about the likes of your Capitec,
Sure.
your Time Bank, your Absa, FNB, Standard Bank.
I was going to ask, there's a lot of security issues, and I love the 3 points, the 3 words in the tagline: fast, secure, and reliable. So when you're saying all of this, in the era of, it's a fintech business, right? In the era of cybersecurity, in the era of data privacy and all of that, how secure do people are concerned about security? How secure is the platform? I go register, go to the booth, do what I have to do. Within minutes, my sister has received the money. Talk a bit about the security of the platform.
Listen, when we talk about the security of our platforms, I can put my head on the block and tell you, Mukuru is secure. It is safe. I know sometimes we inconvenience people because we're trying to make sure that the funds, it's hard-earned monies. It goes back to that African DNA and understanding the market that we serve. It's hard-earned monies, and we have made sure, and the infrastructures that have been built are such that we ensure that the funds that are being transferred are secure, are safe. So, like you were saying, let me walk you through it. For example, if a customer receives funds into Lesotho from any corridor, and let's say it's your mother receives a message on their phone. When they receive that message, they need to take their ID with them and the message to the nearest branch or booth if it did not land into a wallet. Now, when they get there, they need to present the ID and the message, and we need to confirm that this is the person. But let's say your mother now received the message, but now is ill and unable to make it to the branch or the booth, and asks you, please take my ID, she's done an affidavit for you and the SMS, and asks you to go collect the cash for them. We won't assist you.
Sure.
And this is because we're trying to keep her safe. Because some days you will see the message before she even sees the message. And then you will take all the documents that she normally gives to you and you will head to the nearest. So we will not assist you. But here's the best part. Instant, safe, reliable. Remember. Now, the sender on that side, your mother, all she has to say is, please change the names from me to Tukisi. It happens within minutes.
Okay.
So the sender just goes on to, whether they use the Mukuru app in SA or the WhatsApp platform, goes to the app and then chooses to change names. Then changes names from the mother to your names.
Then I can verify.
Then you get
I can
the
be verified,
SMS.
bring my ID.
And collect the cash.
For me, I'm hearing platform. I'm hearing fast, secure, reliable, but I'm also hearing a lot of convenience. Is that what it's essentially about? Just making it easier especially for the unbanked, and the people who are not financially included, or would ordinarily be financially included. Is that what this platform is about?
I think, like we said, and we spoke about fintechs, that is what fintechs are all about, making it convenient for the customer, but always also trying to keep up with the ever-changing environment and understanding the customer's needs. So definitely, convenience is one of our key.
Sure.
When I say this, when you're in South Africa, for example, and you want to transact, if you have a Mukuru card, which maybe I didn't talk to because I wanted to get to it, you can get a Mukuru card it's your MasterCard, but it's a Mukuru card.
Mm.
So as Mukuru, we help you store, spend,
Sure.
and use with ease, you know? So when you have that Mukuru card, you can literally send money from your Mukuru card. You can pay bills from your Mukuru card. You can do everything from your Mukuru. Pay online transactions with your Mukuru card.
Sure.
Now, as some of our diasporas in the SA, when you're in SA and let's say you're working as a domestic worker or wherever you're working, you can literally get that Mukuru card. And instead of your employer giving you cash at the end of every month, all they have to do, because you'll be registered and they will be registered, they will then transact on the Mukuru app and get into the convenience part. Transact on the Mukuru app and do an online payment. They don't even have to walk out to go to a Pick and Pay store or a Boxer. They can do an online payment and pay for the Mukuru order, and then it will land into you
Instantly.
into your Mukuru card. Now, you need to send money back home from your Mukuru card. All you have to do, go onto the app, access the funds on your Mukuru card, send money back home.
And it lands instantly.
And then it lands instantly this side. So basically what I'm saying is everyone that's in South Africa, because I think that's where the biggest pain point is right now with a lot of our Basotho. Everyone that's in South Africa, when you have a Mukuru card or a Mukuru app, you don't necessarily have to walk out and go pay for the order. You can do that and pay for the order using the online platform.
So in the Lesotho context, if I am in Lesotho, how would that process work?
Okay. So like I said earlier, the Mukuru card is only available for users in South Africa. We don't have the Mukuru card in Lesotho as yet. But like I said, one can send money from Lesotho and it can land directly into any bank account in SA, all the major bank accounts. But you can also send money and it can land into our Mukuru card. So there's options for the receiver in SA.
Okay.
So it can either land into a bank account or into our Mukuru card, or you can send it as a cash collection. That means your recipient in South Africa can literally go collect the cash from ShopRite stores, Checker stores, or even the USafe stores. And I'd like to emphasize this because the recipients don't need to go to the other place to collect while in ShopRite. They need to go directly to a till.
So they don't necessarily need to stand in that queue.
No. They have to go to a till. So there's a lot of tills. They just go to one of the tills and they can withdraw. They have to redeem the wire code and then they will withdraw the cash. Yes. So, and I think the biggest one that I did not mention is now for the sender in South Africa, which is when you send money with Mukuru into Lesotho. And like I said, we are trying to help out the diaspora community in South Africa or across the continent. So when you send money with us consistently on a monthly basis from South Africa and you register for our Mukuru funeral benefit, you instantly qualify for that Mukuru funeral benefit. That means if you send 1,400 and above on a monthly basis, every time you send, you don't need to go to whoever and go open an insurance so that when you pass away, no.
So it's already embedded.
It's already embedded. You just need to sign up for that benefit.
Sure.
So as you send on a monthly basis, what we're also doing is cutting all the other costs that you would incur. We're saying send with Mukuru and here are the benefits.
Sure.
You become covered with maximum of 15,000. So when you pass away, your families and kids will get the money. So continue sending with Mukuru and those are the benefits.
Sure. Earlier on, you touched on the pricing. We spoke a bit about the costs, but as we wrap up, get closer to the end of the conversation, maybe let's zone into the pricing. If there's anything that you feel like you left out from the earlier conversation that we had.
Okay. I think like I did elaborate a bit on pricing, and from a South African context, really, there has been a lot of complaints about pricing. And one thing that we realized is a lot of people don't do things themselves. I am going to ask a friend when they go and send money to their family, please do that for me. They come back and they tell you, sending 200 Rand is 500 Rand. It doesn't even make sense. Or sending 200 Rand is 100 Rand. It doesn't even make sense. I urge people to sign up. themselves and send. This is their hard-earned money.
Sure.
Do not do not let anybody take advantage of you and ask them to send on your behalf, and then they tell you these are the costs. But what I can say is, from a Lesotho context, we realize that a lot of our customers are sending higher values. And that being said, from a South Africa, Lesotho perspective to South Africa, we realize, you know what, maybe we need to move into concessionary pricing. And we've done that already. So that means the higher the values that you send, the lower the cost.
Okay.
It has literally moved down to up to 5.5% when you're sending money to South Africa, depending on the cost of the money or the value of the money that you're sending. So, for example, if you're sending from 2,100 and above, it starts going down.
Okay.
It literally has moved from the 10% that people were complaining about to the 8.5%. Then you go up to a 3,100, it moves down to a 6.5% up until we get to the 5.5. But basically what we're saying is we did hear the cries of our customers, and we also understood. So we've put in the tiered pricing for them. So the higher the values, the lower the cost for the customer.
Which speaks very nicely to what you mentioned earlier about being client-centric, client centricity, putting the customer at the center of everything that you do. So I'm thinking as we draw closer, as we get to the end of the interview, couple conversation, is somebody is watching this episode or listening to this episode on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, they're probably wondering, how do I sign up? What are the requirements or what documents do I need to submit in order for me to open an account with Mukuru? So maybe talk us through those requirements.
Well, very easy, by the way. Remember.
Sure.
So if you want to become a Mukuru customer, all you have to do is just provide us with your KYC, depending on which limit you'll fall under. I say this because we have different limits. So we have our core limit and our max limit.
Okay.
So as a local, as a Lesotho citizen, we just need your identity document for you to register for Mukuru. So us saying we did the identity, it means we need the physical ID document. But of course, as our agents onboard you, they'll ask you some questions that they'll need to input into your profile. Now, as a core customer, you're able to send up to 25,000 a month. All you do is provide us with your identity document, give us all the information that the agents will ask you for. So you can literally go to any of our Mukuru branches or booths and sign up. But we also have agents across Lesotho. We have a network of over 100 agents that are ready and able to sign you up as a customer. So core, that is what we need from you. Now, that is for locals. Now, if you want Max allows you to send up to 1 million in a year. But with Max, we will need more documents. That means we'll need your identity document, we'll need your proof of residence, your proof of income for you to fall under the Max category. But as a foreigner, we also assist foreigners. Hence why I was talking about Zimbabwe. So as a foreigner, when you want to be signed up and you want to fall under core, which is still 25,000 per month, that's your limit. We need your passport. It has to be up to date. We need passports.
So a valid passport.
A valid passport for everyone as a foreigner. Now, if you give us the passport and we onboard you using your passport, of course, like I said, our agents will ask you all the relevant information that they need from you, and then you'll be onboarded and verified. Now, you'll qualify for the 25,000 maloti per month. And if you want to move from the core limit to the max limit, now this one allows you to send 12 times your salary. Or when you give us your proof of income, if you say, I'm a business owner and I make 30,000 a month, as a Max customer, you are able to send 30,000 12 times in a year. But we'll still need the proof of
KYC,
income, all of those documents now for you to become a Max customer.
Okay. For somebody who's watching this episode, what are your closing remarks, or what do you want them to do? Rather, what is a call to action for somebody who's watching this? They don't have an account with Mukuru, or they do have an account with Mukuru, but they do not know everything that we discussed in this episode. What are your closing remarks for the Trailblazer community watching this and listen to this episode?
I think the biggest one for me would be to say, I understand a lot of people are skeptical. And like you were talking about security, cybersecurity, and all of that. I'm here and I say, trust us. We know what we're doing. And we're here to assist everyone. I'm not going to say Lesotho because we don't just work with Lesotho. We're here to assist Lesotho and everybody. So trust us and trust that our platforms are safe and secure for you to use. We understand these are trying times. Try out, use Mukuru for yourself, and you will see. We promise we are reliable, we are secure, and we're fast. And that is something that we literally make sure that we keep our word to our customers. We live by that rule. And the most important one is we want to ensure our customers that we try as much as we can to listen to our customers. We try as much as we can to see what it is that they need. And if we are still failing short, it is not because we want to, it is because we are working towards ensuring that we reach to each and every customer and we provide them with the need that they have currently. But the biggest need right now that I know is customers are struggling to send money from Lesotho to maybe the likes of South Africa or all the other corridors. As Mukuru, we are here and we promise that we will deliver what we said we will deliver to you. We're safe, we're reliable, and we're convenient. Try us and you will see.
This episode was proudly sponsored and brought to you by Mukuru, Africa's leading financial services platform, giving you access to money transfers, card services, loans, funeral covers, and so much more. When they say they provide fast, secure, and reliable money transfers, I kid you not, they do live up to the promise. Ladies and gentlemen, for more information, you can also visit the website, which is www.mukuru.com, which I'll also link in the comment in the description box below. Remember that you can also listen to this episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And do not forget to leave us a review and let us know what your experience with Mukuru has been. And if you have not signed up with Mukuru, tell us when you're committing to signing up. Until the next episode, remember that money is an adventure. Let's enjoy the ride. A big shout out to my creative team behind the camera, and of course to our amazing guests from Mukuru. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap. Signing out. My name is Tukiso TK Ntebe, the Finance Bachelor. Cheers.